recognizing the microphone now. All right, how's everybody doing? Remember what happened last time? Well, yes, we are in the process of defending a orca. Remember the orca's name? I believe you might be able to remember the orca's name. You're probably going to bop yourself on the head, but her name is Orly. Orly. Yes, the clan Orca. So we are going to the trial. Orla is just a nickname. July 21st, 9:21 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning. Chipper as ever this morning, I see. I'm just thankful we actually get to see a trial for Orla. As a matter of fact, I just ran a few laps around the courthouse to get extra pumped. The courthouse isn't exactly small. So, typically the size of a courthouse where they're living in is about like 3 blocks total. So she ran quite a distance. Hey, Phoenix. And I just splashed my face with some water to get the sleep out of my eyes. You know, it is, I failed to notice this, but there is a water heater on the left side here where you just push a button and hot water comes out. You know, those little portable water heaters where you can actually make hot chocolate with, or you've probably seen them in the hospital. That's basically what that white thing is sitting over there. You do that too? You splash water in your face to get the sleep out of your eyes? Does it work? It does. I don't do it that often. So if you watch Dumb and Dumber and watch Harry try to get the sleep out of his eyes, you'll see that he is actually beating himself up in the driver's seat. Bet you've seen that movie, right? Oh, I also queued the Swashbuckler video so we can watch it at any time. Swashbuckler video added to the court record. Thanks. This might help our case. By the way, you have some serious dark circles. Did you stay up late watching this? Di, do we see dark circles under Athena's eyes? What? Me? No, I just woke up early, that's all. Guess I need to cover them up. I get ragged, uneven as if it was by Prosecutor Blackwell. Speaking of being pumped, I'm pretty fired up for this trial too. It's been a while. That explains why your hair is spikier than usual. I mean, look at it. It's all super pokey and prickly and stuff. It's amazing. That was a compliment, right? That is probably like, yes, Phoenix, that is a compliment. We all love your spiky hair. Right, Di? Good luck, Mr. Nick. I'll be cheering you on from the gallery. Thanks, Pearl. It's been so long, I'm actually a little nervous. Good morning, Mr. Lawyer. Oh, Mr. Ryan. You came to watch the trial? Yeah, Sasha is back at the aquarium with the orca. So I thought I'd better come here to watch it. Well, don't you worry. We're going to win for Orla. Isn't that right, boss? Right. One unprecedented trial coming right up. January 21st, 9:30 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. This was the same courtroom that blew up. The exact same courtroom that was blown up. Court is now in session for the trial of Orla Shipley. And please don't mind the quantum leap accelerator behind me. We actually went back in time to go into courtroom number 4. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Huh. Must we waste words on this? And again, why did we have to go through the quantum leap accelerator again? Prosecutor Simon Blackwell. You mean to tell me you don't know anything about the quantum leap accelerator? Known as the Twisted Samurai, he's a prosecutor who's also a convicted felon. say he never conducts a trial without his loyal hog Taka by his side. You're right. It's been quite a while since I've seen you like that. The lawyer image suits you. You look younger somehow. Well, thank you, Your Honor. And you look as young as ever yourself. Well, I have to keep up with you folks after all. By the way, has the defendant arrived in court yet? Surely you guessed, your baldness. Did you not receive the memo? The defendant or a shipmate is an orca at the ship-shaped aquarium. An orca? Arrangements for this trial were made only yesterday, so I didn't have time to review. But an orca, the defendant, is patently absurd. Direct your comments to the defense. He's the absurd fellow who insisted on defending the orca in court in the first place. Absurd or not, I will carry out my duty to defend my client. Your duty to defend your crying ant? Don't you mean your crying orca, Mr. Wright? that was a little low. If we were to proceed, we must treat the orca as we would any other defendant. Every soul, be it of a man or beast, is of equal value. The question is whether that soul is painted in black or white. Take Taka, for example. He is as human in spirit as you or I. The real question is, am I in for more pain? As always? Orca or not, I suppose the defendant is still the defendant. And I vow to render my verdict fairly and impartially. Now then, Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement, if you would. I suppose I can hardly leave it to someone who knew nothing of the defendant. Very well, listen carefully. The orca murdered the owner of ship-shaped aquarium in the aquarium's orca pool. The orca apparently toyed with the victim mercifully as he died. This orca. What a chilling thought. Where exactly is this defendant now? Inside this. Cell phone, Prosecutor Blackwell? Time marches on, your baldness, with or without us. I'll borrow this TV phone from the aquarium, which will allow us to interact with the orca. TV phone? Whoa. Court accepts it into evidence. TV phone added to the court record. Why didn't they just call it a flip phone? We will be able to view the defendant in question on this large monitor. Fulbright, prepare for the transmission. You got it, Prosecutor Blackwell. We will proceed with the defendant on telecast. So this is the orca that stands accused, is it? Now you know how we're going to defend the client, right, Di? You didn't expect that, did ya? I bet you probably thought they were just going to wheel him out of the car and put him at the witness stand, right? Aw, she's waving her flipper at us. Maybe she's cheering us on. Orla, wish Phoenix and Athena luck. Oh, it's quite cute, isn't it? And this adorable creature is suspected of killing a man? Lila's really pouring on the charm, huh? She is far from cute. She is a violent, reckless animal. That's right. The name's Bobby Fulbright, and I'll take over the explanation from here. Now, if I could direct your attention to this diagram of the crime scene. Following the report of an orca attack, we, the police, raced on over to Ship-Shape Aquarium. There we found a guest who says she saw the orca and the victim from the visitor's corridor. As a witness was watching, the orca suddenly went crazy and attacked the victim. The orca was the only one there, therefore no one else could have committed the crime. Not quite finished, but I have a portion of the autopsy report. Ripley's autopsy report added to the court record. You can't submit a partially completed autopsy report to court. There must be a law against that. The autopsy report has to be 100% completed before it goes into court. I can't imagine the terror of being attacked underwater by such a large creature. But attack it did. Prepare yourself for the grisly details, your boldness. Prosecution moves to introduce our witness, Fulbright. You got it, Prosecutor Blackwell. In justice we trust. One brave lady whose fine sense of justice compelled her to speak. Coming right up. Why? You normally should complete a complete autopsy report. Hi. 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 How dare you make me wait? Don't you know I'm a busy woman? Yes, I'm talking to you over there on that couch. And your viewers. Speaking to the cat. I could have written an entire book for all the time I spent in that lobby and waiting for you to get along with dialogue. I have all. Oh, so I don't think there is achievements for that like this in this. No. Prosecutor Blackwell? Well, I'm Norma DePlume, and I'm a nonfiction writer. Am I the only one who isn't telepathic here? Looks like she can read into people's words just as well as I can read into people's hearts. Not everything needs to be a competition, Athena. What? Norma de Plume? The great non-fiction writer, Miss Norma de Plume herself? I've read all your work and enjoyed them immensely. Your million seller, The Great Grief of the Great Thief, is one of my favorites. Oh, are you a fan, Your Honor? I could give you my autograph if you'd like. Wait a second. I could swear you look much different in the photos in your book. Now, I used one from 10 years ago in my book, so that the paparazzi was the best. The judge seemed so shocked. Visual disconnect must really be doing a number on His Honor's head. Could we get started, please? I find you to be lacking as a judge. You will see your debut in my book. Such harsh comment. You really must be the real Norma de Plume. Who knew Mr. Plume was so famous? Enough jabbering. Tell the court what you saw and keep it brief. I would thank you for not ordering me around. I am perfectly willing to tell everyone what I witnessed. It was the moment of the murder. Very well then. Please proceed with your testimony. The moment of the murder. I went to Ship-Shaped Aquarium to see the killer whale. I was watching the killer whale from the visitors corridor. Crazy. I saw the killer whale bite the victim to death in its huge mouth and deadly teeth. Attempting to remain calm, I reported the incident to the police immediately. That adorable defendant really did all that? Must be much more vicious than look. Now, deliver your judgment so I may carry out the sentence.
Objection!
The defense would like to do some defending first, if that's all right. Once you drag this out with your tomfoolery. The defense always has the right to cross-examine the witness, you know. A fellow inmate told me just this morning. If you want something signed, all you need is the document and a witness. Let me guess. They were convicted of contract fraud, right? The silence must mean yes. All we need in this case is the evidence that a witness to convict. It's as simple as that. Looks like I guessed right. Sorry, but as Miss Sykes said, the defense has every right to cross-examine. Isn't that right, Your Honor? Yes, of course. You may proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. I shall relish the sight of your thrashing around in vain.
Hold it!
Why did you want to see the orca? Well, it is the featured attraction in the aquarium, after all. Why waste Andrea out of such a trip? This is about one attraction in Ship-Shaped Aquarium that is worth it. That's worth anyone's time. And that is the penguin. Isn't that right? Taka, my friend? Alrighty then, I guess Prosecutor Blackwell is for the birds. Guess I still jot that down. Note to self, Prosecutor Blackwell is on the team rifle. Birds on the Brain Award. And so you went to see the orca in its tank? Yes, that's right. The orca suddenly went crazy, did he? Or did she? Yeah, it took a look at me, and then all at once, it started going berserk. Did you do anything to make her angry? I did nothing more than simply glare at it from the visitor's corridor. You glared at Orla? And that's what caused her to go berserk?
Objection!
The reason the defendant went mad is not the issue here. Only what she did once he entered the space. In any case, the killer whale began behaving wildly in front of my very eyes, and then...
Hold it!
So you're saying you saw the very moment of the victim's death? That is exactly what I'm saying. Oh, it was simply dreadful. It was as frightening as losing one's manuscript just before a deadline. I suppose for a writer that would be pretty terrifying. I witnessed the killer whale's horrific act, and I knew I had to do something, so...
Hold it!
Why were the police the first ones you contacted? I was afraid if I told the aquarium staff, they might try to cover it up. Of course, I mainly told aquarium security after my call to the police. I believe I deliver praise for my swift decision-making skills under pressure. The plume is the most assertive witness I've ever seen. We'd better do our best to look like big shot lawyers if we want to match her intensity. The plume, I praise your self-decision-making skills under pressure. That was more kids on the big shot. I suppose it was unrealistic to expect big shot from Mr. Wright. How fitting for a small fry to praise a big shot. How about cutting the small fry some slack, you big meanies? The important thing here is, did she really see the moment of the murder? You're raring to go, aren't you, Mr. Wright? I see it in your eyes and in your heart. I guess I really am a lawyer at heart. Now, there's one statement that will contradict an evidence, so which one is it, Di? What do you think it is? I don't think the body is actually going to help him. We only have a face-down image of the the victim. I think in this situation, there are definitely I was reading the autopsy report. There's definitely no way for the orca to do damage on the skull. Because that one statement that says thought to have been an orca attack. Well, I guess the examiner is not sure if it was an orca attack. The report's incomplete.
Objection!
It would seem that you are mistaken, Mr. Bloom. I beg your pardon? The autopsy report does indeed say death thought to be result of orca attack. But the actual cause of death is contusion from head trauma, not being bitten. What? But I'm sure the victim was bitten. I don't believe that can be true. The security footage doesn't show anything of that kind.
Objection!
Just as I suspected. I knew you would peek at the footage behind Fulbright's back. Well, what did you expect when he wouldn't play nice and share? But unfortunately for you, the footage you saw was only one small part. Huh? Yesterday, after I decided to take this case to trial, I re-reviewed all the evidence. Taka, the evidence I gave to you for safekeeping. Just that Hawk is higher up on the pecking order than Fulbright is Blackwell's book. In Blackwell's book. Very well. Let's stick to the footage. What's this? Keep a very close eye on this image. The orca is biting the victim. No way! I have to say that this appears to be very damning evidence. Is it really? All we see is an orca grabbing a hold of the victim. He's not, or she's not thrashing or tearing into him. That's what we think of when we hear an animal biting somebody. They're thrashing into them with their teeth. He's not doing that. Security footage updated into the court record. No, I can't believe Orla really bit him. And there is more. Look at this. This photo was taken while the body was being examined. It's just his jacket that's got teeth markings. His shirt, the belt, kind of a belt. They show no signs of being bitten. seems to be a strange bruise on the victim's right wrist. I'll have the crime lab examine the bruise and calculate relevance to the case at hand. What's important right now is the evidence that points to the orca as the killer. Look at the left side of the body. See the orca's tooth marks in the victim's clothes? Yes, so they do appear to suggest that she did, in fact, bite the victim. Photo of the body updated in the court record. Told you so. And then the killer whale swam up towards the surface with the victim in its mouth.
Objection!
However, in the autopsy report, the cause of death is contusion from human trauma.
Objection!
Or from head trauma. You are much too impudent, right, Dono? Granted, the orca biting the victim was not the cause of death. The victim was... So the witness was mistaken about that. Then what explanation is there for what the witness saw? Did I not say in the beginning the orca toyed with the victim mercifully? Oh my goodness. After killing the victim, the defendant swam around with his dead body in his mouth. Just like any other predator toying with its prey. Mr. Wright. Who? Phoenix? No. The hearts of the people in the gallery are suddenly filled with fear. Fear of Orla. How's it going, plushie? So the defendant bit the victim after she had killed him. But if that's the case, then we must still figure out how the defendant killed the victim. Prosecutor Blackwell, do you have a sound theory to give to this court? I wouldn't be standing here if I couldn't prove whether the orca's heart was black or white. But Orla is black and white. Her body, Athena, please try not to provoke Prosecutor Blackwell. This witness also observed the exact moment of the murder. Think back, word mistress. Think back to what you observed before the orca bit the victim. Ah, I see what you're driving at. So that was the true moment of the murder, was it? Now, explain it in a way that even those simpletons can understand. There you go again, ordering me around. Stop that this instant. But whatever. I don't mind telling my story. The issue is here, Simon Blackwell is authority. You can't backtalk to authority. When you're in a courtroom and you're dealing with the judge and you're dealing with attorneys, they technically are officers in the courtroom. Not also the bailiff and the police officers there. They're all officers of the courtroom. You do have to respect the lawyers, the judges, the police officers, and the bailiffs in the courtroom. So she can't really backtalk to him. Although the attorneys are not allowed to badger the witnesses either, so, but they do have the right to respectfully ask the witness to testify. I saw the killer whale before it toyed with the body as well. I saw it the moment it killed the victim by headbutting him. Orla killed the victim by headbutting him? That's right. They ran the victim over and over again. Recall the autopsy report stating that there was bruises all over his body. Recall as well how persistent the defendant can be when she's attacking her prey. We all just saw the killer whale headbutting the victim in the footage. Don't forget. The footage backs up Ms. Plume's testimony. That blood actually isn't the victim's blood. And if it isn't the victim's blood, whose blood is it? I think you all can make a guess on that. There's also something very important it does not show. Now, do you see what a menace this killer whale is?
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I can't allow your testimony to stand unchallenged. Looking at this photo, the orca certainly seems to be headbutting something. But you'll note that the something is not the victim. Oh, what? I want to look away, but I can't. But even if it was the victim, you couldn't have seen him from where you were, could you? What? Oh, well, I suppose not. Mr. Plume, did you actually witness the victim getting headbutted by the defendant? Oh, I remember now. I recall a rock in the shape of a skull was obstructing my view. So, are you admitting that you couldn't see the victim? Yes, I suppose I am. However, immediately after the headbutt, the victim came floating up. He came up from behind the skull-shaped rock, but his body was all limp. What else could I have expected? The killer whale was headbutting the victim.
Objection!
But if you didn't actually see the moment of the attack itself, that is pure conjecture.
Objection!
Must I do everything around here? How dare you speak so rudely to me? There's no need for hysterics. Clear your mind and recall how you reached your decision. So, you couldn't see what the orca was attacking, you didn't need to, did you? Because you knew she was behaving exactly as she had only 1 year prior. Oh, 1 year ago? That's right. Yes, that's it. That's how I knew the killer whale was headbutting the victim. I'm sorry, but could someone explain exactly what happened a year ago? If you must know, a very similar incident occurred only last year, in which the defendant murdered her trainer. We'll get more on that a little later. What? The orca murdered her trainer, you say? What? Is this really true? This is not looking good for us. It's all in this book. The book. Killer Whale. That's Mr. Plume's latest book. I was just thinking of picking that up. Killer Whale added to the court record. You thought she was gonna dab? She's hugging herself. Last year, the defendant killed her trainer in the middle of a show. Now we gotta keep an eye on these pictures. Take a look at the holster for the walkie-talkie. Okay. And keep that image burned in your mind. Okay? The orca butted and bit the victim. The same thing he's accused of in this. The orca killed 2 people? That man is... I never wanted to go... No, now everyone's even more convinced that Orla did it. We're doing so well, but now everyone in the room has a bad impression of Orla. I don't want to think she did it. It's hard to keep unbelieving in somebody who can't even tell me her side. Athena, you gotta believe in Orla. There's no way she killed anybody. You gotta save her. Please, I'm begging you. Sasha, what am I doing? Doubting my client like this. This is the time to be strong. I believe in Orla, and I'm ready to fight for our client. I'll take everybody in this courtroom on if I have to. Don't you worry, Sasha. We won't give up. We won't give up on Orla. We'll defend her to the very end. Thank you, both of you. Where are Orla's lawyers? Well, who else but us can save her? We can't give up on her now. For an instant there, you were afraid of the orca, weren't you, Right Dono? When you saw the photograph of the victim from a year ago, you turned paler than me. All right, to me. It's obvious you have neither the guts nor the determination to defend the orca. To that Orla can't speak. They don't know her thoughts. There's a certain someone who believes in Orla with all her heart. I respect the trust he has in Orla. I'm willing to believe in Orla too. What do you know about Orca? Nothing. That's what. So allow me to fill you in. Do you have any idea why orcas are also called killer whales? They kill other whales. Because they are cunning and merciless predators that hunt and kill even true whales. He didn't say anything about humans. He said whales. Their names are called killer whales because they kill other whales. But that's why they call them killer whales. They hunt other whales. So, killer whales really are killers? What terrifying creatures indeed. I can't bear to hear any more of such rubbish as trusting a killer. And you, your boldness? No matter what you say, I will continue to believe. Don't give up that easily, you know. Dulard. You don't know when to give up, do you? Very well. I shall give you a chance to prove just how determined you are. witness, spare no quarter and lay the full truth on them. Oh. But of course, that is what I do after all. Prosecutor Blackwell, what will you have the witness testify about? I shall have her testify about what she saw and what she heard. Very well, Mr. Plume. Please tell the court what you saw and what you heard. What I saw and what I heard. Killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. I was calm when I saw it start to headbutt. But when the pirate hat and victim came floating up, I let out a scream. The orca displayed the same behavior as during the incident a year ago. That's right. Those weren't just simple cries, it was singing. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. It kept headbutting while it was singing the Squashbuckler Spectacular song. That's right. It was singing the same song it sang in the aquarium stage show back then. It was singing while it was headbutting. Oh, it was perfectly horrible. I don't see a single obvious inconsistency in this testimony. Claire won't be able to take apart her statements with evidence alone. Mr. Wright, now would be a good time for me to put my skills to work. Time to show what analytical psychology can really do. You seem pretty confident. Yes, you notice the contradiction between the testimony and her emotions? You bet I did. And once we expose it, we just might be able to crack her. No, scratch that. Make it. We'll definitely be able to. Then let's give your knowledge of analytical psychology a try. You got it, boss. A complete analysis of Mr. Plume's heart. Coming right out. Right up. Analyst. Killer whale's behavior was exactly the same I saw a year ago. As I approached the pool, killer whale suddenly started singing. Her being surprised about that sounds normal. I was calm when I saw it. Calm? But when the pirate hat and the victim came floating up, I let out a scream. Those seem to be okay. So, die. Which statement? BRB a tiny bit. Okay. side. How's it going? I'm doing all right. Waiting for Diusi to come back. Hello, Grim Reaper Wrestling. Welcome back, Di. You have time enough to think about what statement? Well, it is Eric. He's got a sword by his name. Doing well.
Got it!
Mr. Plume, Orla really frightened you with her head button, didn't she? Don't be absurd. I certainly was not frightened by the likes of any killer whale. Must have been something else that scared her then, boss. However, I do remember being very afraid for some reason while I was doing that. Sounds like maybe you saw something we haven't discussed yet. Take your time and try to remember what it was. What did you see? Appreciate to have you here. This is practically turning into a counseling session. It is. I saw something? Oh! I remember now! Okay, good. Now, if you could please tell the core what you saw. I saw bright red blood. The killer whale's ramming caused the victim to bleed. It was a great cloud of blood. It wasn't the victim's blood. What? Yes, that's it. That's why I was so sure. That's when I knew the killer whale had killed a person for a second time. Well, that was a very compelling statement indeed. Looking at this again, there does appear to be something that could be a cloud of blood. So her terror was a reaction to blood, was it? That would certainly explain what happened yesterday. Please take a look at this bloodstained coin. Cease and desist at once. What kind of a man shows a lady blood? Doesn't have to get so worked up. I was badly injured during an interview. Ever since then, I've been terrified of blood. The very sight of it dreadfully upsets my delicate sensibilities. This is a bad turn. Mr. Plume saw blood. And does that mean Orla really did attack the victim? It would appear the orcas are even more vicious than I am. So, how does it feel to be thoroughly rammed by your own cross-examination, right, Dono? What do we do now, boss? testimony was not at all what I expected to hear. Anyway, there's still some Discord left in this room's heart. What? You mean there's more? Yes. There's no telling what it is. Could be something even more damning. Is there even anything left of our case? Damn it. Well, whatever it is, we have to face it head on. Tina, you believe in Orla, right? So there's no reason for us to shy away from the truth. Yeah, you're right. I know we can handle the truth, whatever it is. So let's delve a little deeper. You've got it, boss. Killer Whale's behavior was exactly the same a year ago. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. After it started headbutting, I saw the awful blood and was terrified. But when the pirate hat and victim came floating up, I let out a scream. So, we got a bot in that. Fortunately, we have an inconsistency. Sad and the surprise are basically normal. You've also noticed that we can also present evidence. So now that we know why she felt fear, there isn't anything else here. But I would think the surprise would be a normal thing in this situation.
Got it!
Not correct. This here, feeling fear and surprise, seems normal. Andy wants you to look at Discord. It's also fear, so it's normal for her to feel fear.
Got it!
Huh. The fear appears to lessen here at this statement. Mr. Plume, weren't you afraid when you saw the victim with blood coming out of him? My, that's a very good question. I was shaken after witnessing a murder, yes, but then the blood seemed to disappear. Disappear? And why do you suppose that was? Simple. It's because of the pirate hat. After the killer whale put that hat on, the cloud of blood disappeared.
Objection!
And how exactly does that work? Because it wasn't the victim's blood. How should I know? I'm just telling you what I remember, Blue Boy. Wait a minute. From whom was the blood that Mr. Plume actually saw coming from? This one should be very easy. It's not the victim's blood. Whose blood is it? Oh, even you know the answer to this one.
Take that!
Consider this. Maybe the one who was bleeding wasn't the victim. I beg your pardon? What kind of ridiculous nonsense is that? There was no one else in that pool besides the victim. Oh, I wouldn't say there was no one else. It is an orca pool after all. What? Then where is this alleged injury on the defendant? I'm not sure, but if simply wearing the pirate hat made the blood disappear, then the blood must have been coming from somewhere on Orla's head. What? The orca's head? What are you prattling on about? Please think again. Please think about it again, Mr. Plume. Think back to what you really saw. That is, the one who was bleeding was not the victim, but the killer whale? I remember now. There wasn't any blood coming from the victim at all. We did it! Analytical psychology got us what we needed from her. That was a huge help, Athena. It was also pretty dicey for a while, though. Well, this is a surprise. The blood the victim saw was the defendant's, not the victim's. That is correct. And since there was no blood coming from the victim, there's only one thing we can conclude. That what Mr. Plume witnessed was not the moment of the murder, as she claimed.
Objection!
I thought you were unarmed, but it turns out you were concealing a sword all along. Nevertheless, it is far too dull to cut the bone. Meaning, I grant that what the witness saw was not the victim's blood, but it proved nothing. After all, being rammed doesn't always result in a wound that bleeds, does it? Death from an internal hemorrhaging is also a possibility. He has a point there. You would think that would be the first thing the medical examiners would have found and put it in the autopsy report, though. If you wish to challenge me to a duel, you'll need a sharper blade than that, right, Dono? I demand evidence that proves the witness did not see the moment of the murder. Must be something. Think, Phoenix. I'm correct. And the victim's gasp occurred. Only one of these actually makes sense. The victim was already dead when Orla started her headbutting. Then that would mean he died sometime before Mr. Plume was watching. The events Mr. Plume witnessed took place at around 10:10 a.m. He must have something that can tell us about what happened before 10:10 a.m. While the calendar only has 10:10, so meet the captain at the pool at 10 or 7 a.m. So
Take that!
this is the evidence that proves that Mr. Plume did not see the moment of the murder. It's not correct. Huh? I'm not sure that really relates to what Mr. Plume did or didn't witness. But you're not sure, right? No, we can be quite sure it's unrelated. Yes, quite. Ouch. I guess we can be. The evidence Mr. Plume witnessed took place at around 10:10 a.m. I must have something that can tell us about what happened before 10:10 a.m. The footage looks like it probably is the only one, as we have one at 10:09, one at 10:10. And these are already after he has died.
Take that!
We've only seen the footage from 10:09 to 10:10 a.m., which means there's still footage going further back that we need to check. Your Honor, I request that all of the security footage be played for the court. All of the footage? Mr. Plume witnessed the cloud of blood at around 10:10 a.m. But I believe the victim was already dead by that time. So your assertion is that the murder took place before Mr. Plume arrived? Exactly. The security footage camera footage starts at 10 o'clock a.m. when the aquarium opened. And I believe there is a vital evidence in the 10-minute period. You are quite the gambling man, right, Dono? Are you honestly willing to risk everything on those mere 10 minutes? I've been on slimmer chances before, but when he puts it that way... My boss is no coward, Prosecutor Blackwell, so I suggest you get ready to eat humble pie. Uh-oh, I can't back down now. Well, if the defense is that confident and it's important. Prosecutor Blackwell, the security footage. Fulbright. Roger. I have all the rest of the security footage right here. Very well. Police played it for the court. Please have something for me. This is what it looks like at 10:10 a.m. The witness can be seen here. All right. I'll just back the footage up to the beginning now. It appears Mr. Plume hasn't arrived at this point yet. Now to see if I can find something from before this point. That is. Yep, that's all the footage there is. Oh, Mr. Wright, you see what you were looking for? Got nothing. Well, Right, Dono. Those were the 10 minutes you placed your bet on. Did you see anything of significance? I see. Better think about this carefully. Let's take a look at them. It hasn't been updated. In the footage we saw, we see nothing important, something important. You're gonna go with nothing? We can see nothing of importance in that footage. Just as I thought. You're right about that. The section was completely meaningless. It doesn't show a thing. That's why I didn't submit it as evidence.
Objection!
No, it's just the opposite. Huh? What do you mean by that? In this 10 minutes of footage, something important that should be there isn't there. Detective Fulbright, this footage should have been submitted as evidence. What? Are you questioning the way I carry out my duties to justice? Mr. Wright, explain yourself, please. What is the important thing that you say should be in the footage but isn't? Body?
Take that!
The important thing we should see in the footage is the victim himself, Jack Shipley. I don't know about you, but I didn't see him get in the pool in the footage. Oh. Blackwell sees it too. Ah, that's right! If the victim is not shown entering the pool in this footage, It means that he must have been there by the skull rock during those 10 minutes. But no human being can hold their breath underwater for that long. Let's see. If I remember reading correctly, a normal human being cannot hold their breath for more than 2 minutes. I barely can hold my breath for a minute. Well, wait a minute. Are you saying when the security camera started up at 10 a.m., the victim was already dead? What? Order in the court. If that's the case, then when was the victim murdered? I don't know, Your Honor. But we now know it had to have been sometime before 10 a.m. Therefore, this footage can no longer be called decisive evidence against my client. There is no one else who could have killed the victim. Not necessarily. The defense believes that the true culprit may have been human. And we have evidence to back up our theory as well. Do you now? I would be very interested in seeing this evidence. Defense that thing we found during our investigation wouldn't go so far as to call it decisive, but now's the time to play it. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please submit your evidence. What evidence shows the crime may have been committed by a human? Coin?
Take that!
What's this? The coin? Yeah, it's a fake coin used in the aquarium's pirate show. We found it beside the pool. This coin is quite possibly the real murder weapon. This tiny little coin is the murder weapon? Mr. Roy, if this is another one of your bluffs, they say the bolder the presentation, the less confidence the listener. This is no bluff, and this isn't the only coin. There are 300 of these coins in all, weighing a total of about 7 pounds. This one just happens to have blood on it. Did you have the blood analyzed to see whose it is? Not yet. But there are coins scattered all around the body, and the victim had a head wound. Taking these things into account, I believe it has to be the victim's blood. So to put it together, we have about 7 pounds of coins by the side of the pool. One of them with a blood stain. One of them with a blood stain on it. I think the answer is pretty clear here. Your Honor, the defense proposed that the victim was killed beside the pool. Side of the pool? But if the murder took place there, it would be difficult to say the orca did it. I realize you're trying to defend your client, but that theory is preposterous. How could 300 coins possibly be made to hit someone all at once? It'd be pretty easy if they were in a bag or something of that nature. And so, where is this bag the coins were in? Unfortunately, Your Honor, we discovered nothing of the sort from the scene. It's possible the culprit took it with them. They took it? The true culprit used the coins as a blunt instrument to commit murder. They then threw the body into the pool before the security camera started up. Then they left, taking the bag the coins were in with them. They got rid of the evidence that points to a human culprit to pin the blame on Orla. That was brilliant, Mr. Wright. You found a way to introduce the possibility of a human perpetrator. Yeah, somehow. Let's hope my luck holds out. I wonder why Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't said anything. The possibility of a perpetrator other than the defendant has now been suggested. But if we hold this possibility to be true, then what did Mr. Plume witness? So that's right. I saw the killer whale attack the victim. Well, no, you didn't. Just like it did a year ago, singing a song. That. Even with somebody else as the culprit, Orla's behavior still seems pretty bizarre. I wonder why she was doing the same thing she did a year ago. But, is it really that bizarre? What do you mean? To explain the inexplicable, all we have to do is turn our thinking around. Sounds good to me. Time to give the old turn my thinking around method a try. Wonder why they changed it, because they used to call it think outside the box in the original trilogy. Instead of trying to figure out why Orla did the same thing he did a year ago, I should consider the results that were produced by her behavior this time around. Orla sang a song, did some headbutts, and bit the victim. If the real culprit wanted to shift the suspicion onto Orla, then they would have needed to give people a reason to think Orla did it in the first place. Mr. Wright, as her lawyer, how do you explain your client's actions? I believe we should think of it in this way, Your Honor. What kind of effects did Orla's actions have on this case? Well, and why don't you explain it to the court? How did the defendant's action affect the case? Mr. Plume focused her attention on the orca pool because she heard the song. The orca's act of singing a song created a witness. Created a witness? Isn't it possible that fabricating a witness was the real culprit's true intention? After all, Mr. Plume witnessed two things. She saw Orla headbutting something over and over, and she saw the orca biting the victim. Those two actions of Orla's might have been the real culprit's plot to make the witness think the orca was attacking the victim. Are you saying that the defendant was being manipulated by the true perpetrator? Exactly. And that would explain Orla's action perfectly. But the defendant is an orca. Is it even possible to manipulate her? Yes, there is a way to manipulate Orla's behavior, but this one's easy. Is this a whistle? Yes, Your Honor. Trainers at the aquarium use whistles to issue commands to Orla. But in truth, anyone can do it, provided they know the right signal. Oh, that must be how they got Orla to do tricks for their pirate shows. The true culprit hid the body in a spot that couldn't be seen from the visitor's corridor. Then when Mr. Plume appeared, they gave Orla the command. In other words, Orla was manipulated by the culprit to perform a series of tricks. What? And as for you, Mr. Plume, you were manipulated by the true culprit to play the part of the witness. Mr. Plume was set up? Norman de Plume, writer extraordinary, was used? No! No! Oh, her belt. Her belt. Mr. Plume, please don't. Please do something about your attire. That was one wardrobe malfunction I did not want to see. It would appear we need to shift our suspicion towards someone other than the Orca, or other than Orla. Prosecutor Blackwell, please have the blood-stained coin analyzed. You waste your breath. I guess even Prosecutor Blackwell can't refute the possibility of a human suspect. You did it, boss! If the crime happened beside the pool, there's no way an orca could have done it. Now, if only we could find the bag the coins were in. In light of the new discovery, it would appear that the orca couldn't have done it. Exactly, Your Honor. The blood on the coin proved to be that of the victim. We can unequivocally overturn Orla's accusation.
Objection!
Overturn the defendant's accusation? I think not. Ah! My hair, my beautiful hair! Yesterday, a new inmate was brought into the prison. He said, the moment you relax is when you're most vulnerable. What did this man go in for? He is merely a sneaky thief who enjoys a spot of fishing now and then. But Wright Dono here would be easier to hook than any fish. The hawk sure does love the judge's head. What's this? A coin from before and some sort of bag? Bag? I don't think I'm gonna like this. This is the coin bag that 300 coins were in. I believe you're looking for this? How did you get that? He never said we didn't find it at the crime scene. The bag had blood on it. So naturally, I had it sent to the crime lab. And does the blood belong to the victim? It does indeed, as does the blood on the coin. Knew it. So the blood on the coin did belong to the victim. The bag was open and the coins had all spilled out. But the bag alone wasn't proof enough to say that it was used as a murder weapon. However, thanks to the defense and their coin, I am more than satisfied that it was. Prosecutor Blackwell, are you conceding that the true culprit committed the murder with the bag of coins? I shall concede that the victim was put into the pool after his death. However, even with the bag, it doesn't change the fact that it was the orca that killed the victim. What? How can you still suspect Orla? You said the true culprit manipulated Orla's behavior. But Orla isn't the kind of orca that would let someone control her. If anything, Orla used the victim's behavior against him to murder him. What? What? Are you arguing that the orca manipulated a human being? Huh. To prove it, I have summoned another witness. Marion Rhymes. Take the stand. Marion Rhymes? A witness? Oh, it might be. Well, don't just stand there. State your name. I told you I didn't want to be a witness. I thought one witness would be quite enough to prove the defendant's guilt. But apparently Wright Dono won't be satisfied until every stone is unturned. Well, son of a... Alright, fine. If I gotta talk, then let's get this over with. Mr. Rhymes doesn't seem like a willing witness. Wonder what Prosecutor Blackwell is going to have him testify about. So, could we have your name and occupation for the record, please? Oi, yo, ho, ho, ho. People of the law, time to testify. Chilling up my crew with a ship-shaped orca penguin in the seascape. Cleaning and feeding, there ain't no end. But green bratty kids for the shell and scent. Noob animals cheaper from the house of rhyme. I'm the master Marlin with the rhymes. I guess I'm a little bit better. Oh my, I'm afraid I couldn't understand a word you said. Is that the flip-flop music people nowadays like? That's an interesting terminology to use to call rap. So close, Your Honor, so close, and yet so far. Please proceed with your testimony, witness, without the flip-flop. Oh, okay, fine. But I don't want to do this, I tell you. I feel like I'm selling Sasha out. The man manipulating orca. At about 10:10 a.m., I was in the staff room. I heard a loud noise from the pool room, so I went to the door to look in. I couldn't see the captain or the orca, but I saw a bunch of coins scattered around. The orca knows there's a certain spot people stand to play volleyball with us. I think maybe she knocked down the stuff that was piled up there and hit the captain. So that gives us a little more info about the area. We're on the orca pool. Orca pool diagram updated in the court record. The defendant made the stuff fall down. Overturned crates and sorted props were scattered all over the pool room floor. There is no doubt that it was the orca that caused that mess. But could she really have done that from within the pool? Sure. Said, the orca is the only one that could have performed such a feat. The pool and its room were tidied the night before, including its various odds and ends. But when our rhyming Marlin took a look-see, our 400 pounds of props had fallen. To move it all in one go would challenge even the bravery prisoner in the cell next to me. What is he? The jail gossip? So how did 400 pounds of items fall all at once? I'll tell you how. The orca pulled on the cloth that was underneath them. A weight that would be all but impossible for a human to move. Was child's play to an orca. During a friendly game of volleyball, the defendant made the crate fall, and the bag of coins that was among the items fell on the victim's head and killed him. The orca then toyed with the victim's body underwater, which is what Mr. Plume saw.
Objection!
But the witness only said he heard a loud noise. That doesn't automatically make it the sound of Orla making the items fall. Also, why did you only look in on the pool room anyways, Mr. Rhymes? That orca sometimes makes a loud noise to summon her trainer. But I'm still a newbie, so I don't have a security card to get into. So even if she tries to summon somebody, there isn't much I can do about it. See, so the witness couldn't enter the crime scene.
Objection!
If Mr. Rhymes couldn't enter the room, there's at least one thing he can't be sure about. His statement that the orca was playing volleyball is primarily speculation.
Silence!
Whether the orca was actually playing volleyball or not is not the issue. Traces of the orca's saliva was found on the cloth that was underneath the crate. The important point is that the orca is the only one that could have moved the item. Ugh, I have to discredit that statement somehow. I don't. It'd mean that Orla was the culprit, even if the victim didn't. Even if the victim died beside the.
Hold it!
Are you sure about the time you were in the staff room? What? Yes, I'm sure. I'm pretty good with time. I've never been late to work once. I don't know. There's a lot of people that claim that they never been late to work or to school until their like their superiors says, "Oh yeah, we have a record of them being late." Be sure about the time, then there's something wrong with that statement. I'd better take another look at the court record. All right, please continue with your statement, Mr.
Hold it!
You heard the noise all the way in the staff room? That's right, the Oracle pool room and the staff room are pretty close to each other. Anyways, I heard the noise, so I went to the door of the pool room. But I don't have a security card, so all I can do was look through the door crack. What kind of noise did you hear? Want me to describe it? Oh, you. Everything falling with a sweet simplicity. This testimony, yo, it ain't got no felicity. Policy. Purely insanity. Okay. Play it like that. That was music. Okay. Why the need to rap it? Well, I didn't really get all of that, but in any case, I gather it was a very loud noise. Very well. Please describe what you saw at the scene.
Hold it!
couldn't see the victim? I was just looking through the door crack. I guess all this stuff was blocking my view. I did notice a whole bunch of coins scattered all over the place though. But at the time I had no idea the captain was dead. Killed by gold coins. How ironic. Isn't it? Perhaps the orca wants to be paid for her labor. Pain in coins raining from the skies. Coins raining from the skies? He makes it sound almost poetic. But the hard truth is that those coins were actually the murder weapon. We all deserve to be paid for our work, do we not? I shall have a fine meal tonight. If you find our client guilty, that is. Mr. Rhymes, do you have a theory on how the things got knocked down? Of course I do.
Hold it!
You use this ball and does a spike, right? We had a nice little demonstration of Orla's spike for ourselves to test it. You stand on the mark on the floor, the orca spikes the ball at you. Taka is good at flying straight at his target as well. And I see plenty of targets right here in this room. Everybody's so busy protecting their head, they forgot about the trial, including you. Tell them what the defendant caused to happen. Well, the orca knows people stands in a certain spot for volleyball.
Hold it!
Are you saying you think she knocked down the items on purpose? I don't want to believe it myself, but the orca's pretty strong. It'd be easy for her to pull the cloth the stuff was on while she was playing volleyball. Orcas are really strong. One good pull and all the things would come crashing down. Guess maybe an orca should be strong enough to take that much tough fall. I've never seen an orca play tug of war myself. The fact is, this one did. Traces of the orca's saliva found on the cloth prove it. How long do you plan to walk tightrope on those shaky theories of yours? Wait until you see me do acrobatic. Moments like these are what I became a lawyer again for. I don't know why, but Mr. Rhymes is lying. I'm afraid I have to expose the secret he and Pearls were keeping to resolve it. Where was the orca at 10:10? That's your clue. We don't have anything to disprove this statement. Statement 5. There's no proof. There's nothing to disprove it. You can disprove statement 1 because he definitely was not on the surface at 10:10.
Objection!
That's incorrect. This piece of evidence clearly exposes the witness's lie. It does? In what way? It does indeed expose something, the defendant's boneheadedness. There's nothing untoward about the evidence, no matter how you bluster. We agree. There is nothing compelling in that evidence. I'm definitely losing the judge's confidence in me here. Yes. Because at 10:10, you know where she was. She was inside the tank. Calendar.
Objection!
You say you were in the staff room, but is that really true? Of course it's true. Why would I lie about a thing like that? Mr. Rhymes, have you ever seen this calendar before? Hey, that's... I see you recognize it. Yeah, that's the rifle calendar. It's a big hit at the Ship-Shape Aquarium gift shop. Thank you for stopping at Ship-Shape. Mr. Rhymes, please refrain from scattering fish around the witness stand. Why does he have a bucket of fish in the courthouse anyways? Not to worry, your boldness. Taka will have them cleaned up in no time. I guess that bird comes in handy now and then. Alright, Mr. Wright. We have all seen your cute souvenir. Now, if you wouldn't mind... No, Your Honor, this isn't my calendar. It was originally the witness's, but it came into possession of a certain young lady. What? Mr. Rhyme and this young lady first met each other in the food prep room. After a mishap, their calendars got switched around. They ran into each other at around 10:10 a.m. in the food prep room. So clearly the witness was not in the staff room. In other words, there's no way he could have heard the noise in the pool room upstairs. What's this? This is the first I'm hearing about any calendar. That's because Mr. Rhymes and Pearls are keeping it a secret. You lied to me. This transgression will not go unpunished. So, Mr. Rhymes, You didn't hear the noise of the equipment falling after all, did you? Okay, I admit it. I didn't hear the noise in the orca pool room myself. But somebody told me about it. Who told you about it? It was, I know who he's gonna name. Unless you tell the truth, Mr. Rhymes, I can't save Orla. I'm sure you know how sad that would make Miss Buckler. I heard about it from Sasha. What? Miss Buckler? But that doesn't make sense. Huh. No, it's the trainer's own words that drive the orca into a corner. How do you like being bitten by your own client, right, Dono? Ugh. This what perfect timing. There was something I wanted to ask Miss Buckler about the orca. The prosecution calls the trainer Miss Sasha Buckler to the stand. Yes, I suppose it would be a good idea to hear what the orca's trainer has to say. What Sasha has to say. Well, I have to meet it head on, whatever it is. We will take a 20-minute recess while the witness is summoned. Okay. What do you think, Day? Nothing much. You want me to continue? So, before we continue, let's review what we know. Okay. So, we know that Orla did not kill the victim inside the tank. The victim was already dead inside the tank. The blood that was seen was not the victim's, it was Orla's. And we now know that it's a human suspect that was involved with murdering Mr. Shipley. So, what happens? July 21st, 10:39 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby. Number 3. Mr. Wright, are you going to cross-examine Sasha? Guess I'll have to ask her about the noises from the stuff falling down. Mr. Wright. Mr. Rhymes. Why did you lie? I should have to appear in court. Thought if anybody had to testify, I should punch you before. But why would you go to all those lengths? Did you see the entry from the 12th on the calendar? A note about meeting the captain at the orca pool? Yeah, on that calendar it didn't happen. I think it's probably Sasha's. At this point, we're not entirely sure if we should trust his word. What? Then that means, I guess it does look like more of a women's calendar than a man's. Calendar updated in the court record. Didn't want suspicion to pull on Sasha. You're right. I gotta go back to the aquarium to look after the orca and Sasha's. I'll be rooting for you on the other end of this TV phone. Please take care of Sasha. Okay. We can't let Prosecutor Blackwell get the best of us. Time to refocus. Right. They're all. We're the only ones who can save Orla. July 21st, 11:02 a.m. District Court, courtroom number. Court will now reconvene. Prosecutor Blackwell, please call the witness to the stand. Again, waste your breath. Me name be Sasha. I be one of Captain Orla's bucklers. I come to rescue me bucko from the false charges put on her by Dread Pirate No Stash. No Stash? Guess No Stash refers to Prosecutor Blackwell this time. Well, it can't be the judge. He has a mustache and a full beard. Now then, Captain Judge. Shall we begin the pirate court? Captain Judge? I rather like that. It makes me feel like a salty old sea dog. And scene. How was that for a self-intro? The court is not a show. State your full name and occupation. This whole thing is clown court. I'm Sasha Buckler. I work at Sip Aquarium. I perform in our Swashbuckler Spectacular Pirate Show alongside Orla as her trainer. Whoa, like a completely different person. Yeah, really think so? Thanks. I was in my pirate show persona just then. Prosecutor Blackwell said I could introduce myself any way I like. I'd bet money he didn't think you were going to do it like that. And what will this witness testify about? The orca manipulation. Manipulated the victim into playing volleyball and then knocked the items down. The victim will report about hearing the noise that caused the victim's death. Now wait just a minute. Sure, Orla uses the ball to break props sometimes. She even spiked the ball at the giant octopus leg yesterday when I was cleaning. So Orla was the one who broke the leg, huh? But she couldn't have knocked down the huge stack of equipment with her little ball. Thought you were paying attention to the straw over the telecast. But you apparently know nothing of what we have been discussing. The orca knocked down the equipment by pulling on the cloth that was underneath it. No one said anything about the orca knocking it down with the ball. What? Is that what we're talking about? I came in here to get Prosecutor No Stash a good heel hauling, but I'm the one getting the cat of nine tails. This is the tiger shark. Sasha Buckler, just focus on your testimony and you'll be alright. Don't worry, we'll take care of this tiger shark for you. Thank you, Athena. Okay, I can do this. My testimony will be phenomenal. Alright, Ms. Buckler, please proceed with your testimony. Hearing the noise. I admit I heard Orla summoning me with a loud noise. But the aquarium's guest stream I heard over the walkie-talkie was more urgent. I talked to Norma de Plume first and then went to the pool room with the security guard. The equipment was everywhere, and the captain was lying in the middle of it all. The story doesn't seem to be much different from Marlon Rhymes' testimony. Or does it? The circumstances are different. The actual order of Orla's actions depend on the order the witness heard the two noises. If she heard the scream first, the prosecution's claim doesn't add up.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, she doesn't remember the order of what she heard. Doesn't? I was distracted at the time, so I don't really recall what one I heard first. I was lost in thought until the guard brought me back to my cell. I am no help. As long as the order remains unclear, I shall not alter the prosecution's claim. After killing the victim with the bag of coins, the orca toyed with the victim in the water. I have to turn things around here somehow. Unless I can prove the sound Sasha heard was not the sound of the victim. I will claim that Orla pulled down the equipment to kill the victim with the band. I wanted to save Orla. I have to find a contradiction, so no matter how small. Very well. Cross-examination. Right?
Hold it!
What made you think Orla was summoning you? All I know is the sound of her cries doesn't carry far enough. So sometimes she summons people by making a loud noise. That Orla is smarter than the average whale, I tell you. Taco would not be bested in a battle of wits.
Hold it!
Wait a minute. Which is the smartest one of all? Here on the wall. Who's the smartest of them all? Widget! Am I expecting to enter truly into this? My kid is better than your Appaloosa. Did you heed the summon of this very intelligent Orla immediately? Couldn't right away, although I was concerned about her, of course.
Hold it!
You heard Mr. Plume scream? That's right. I heard her through the walkie-talkie of a guard making her round. Arr! I can still hear it in my head. It was so loud I thought it was a sea lion. The plume sort of reminds me of a sea lion actually. No, right? I should call her Sea Lion Lady to see how she likes it. I guess Athena is still upset about being called Yellow Girl. Phoenix being called Blue Boy and Diusi is called Green Girl. What did you do after hearing the visitor scream?
Hold it!
You and the security guard headed to the Orca pool room, right? Yeah, apparently. That's not just Spider Lady. said she didn't trust me by myself. That's why after walking to her, the guard and I went to the pool room together. Why be the wrench so suspicious, R? I demand a swordfish duel. That's what I felt like saying to her anyway. I'm afraid I don't get it. That was a line from the show when Orla and Sasha quarreled with each other. Didn't you do your swashbuckler spectacular homework, Your Honor? Why am I getting scolded here, Mr. Wright? And why am I getting scolded here, Mr. Your Honor? Miss Buckle, please tell me what happened after you headed to the pool room. Alright. When the guard and I got there, we saw that.
Hold it!
What do you recall about the scene exactly? I don't remember much of that. I was in total shock when seeing the captain like that. If you asked me something specific, I might be able to remember though. Specific question. Okay, let's see. What should I ask? Could you tell me more about the state you found the victim in? It's so hard to even think about it right now. Sasha is deeply traumatized by the victim's death. I guess I shouldn't push her on it then. For Sasha. He must have really adored him. Do you think Orla really did make stuff fall down? I think we probably need more information before we can know what really happened. Just be careful not to let a single inconsistency defy us. Okay, so we got to go back to the fourth statement and press it again.
Hold it!
So now we have to ask the other one. The things scattered around. Could you tell me more about the things that were scattered around? They were equipment and props for the new show. New show? Yeah, so we were supposed to debut a brand new swashbuckler spectacular. I already defeated the giant octopus and Stash. We were going to have a new nemesis, Red Stash. Here, he's on the flyer. And unfortunately, Red Stash apparently is dead. Oh, that's the flyer rifle was debuting. Who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the skull rock? Ooh, I wish it could be me. Leave it to you, Athena, to know all about it. Orla's even got some new tricks for the new show. Swashbuckler flyer updated and record record. So all this stuff that fell down was from the new show, is that it? That's right. A bunch of props in crates and other equipment packing up. Your Honor, the record would like that information added to the witness testimony. Very well, Ms. Buckler, please amend what you just said to your testimony. Sure thing. The props for the new show were everywhere, and the captain was in the middle of it all. These props for the new show, what kind of things were they? A blow-up dolphin and enter red dash costume, bag of coins, stuff like that. So the captain was wearing his new costume and the props were all there. Something about that doesn't seem. Is there a problem with Sasha's testimony? You say the captain was wearing his usual costume, but is that completely accurate? Come on, Phoenix. What are you nitpicking my testimony for? If you look at the body, we see there's a discrepancy between that and your statement. You stated that the victim was wearing his usual costume. You'll notice that the victim was wearing a red scarf around his neck, which, if we look at this, that's exactly what he's wearing in the flyer. I imagine this red scarf is part of his costume for the new pirate show. Oh, you're right. It's written right here in the flyer for the new show. Featuring the dashing red stash with a fluttering red scarf. Although, I have to say, it just looks like a red scarf was added to his old costume. Well, the captain was never one to spend much money on costumes. But, you know, the captain wasn't wearing that red scarf. But in this photo, I believe I see a red scarf. Yeah, but it wasn't wrapped around his neck. It's just draped on top of his neck. The red scarf was packed away with the rest of the new show's equipment. It must have fallen on top of the captain when the equipment fell down. Oh, see. Looks like your discrepancy wasn't really a discrepancy after all. The scarf doesn't have anything to do with the case. So let's take a look at. Okay, so he's not wearing a scarf there. Okay, I see what. There's something about the timing of the stuff falling that bothers me. Come on. Timing of the stuff falling. Maybe the theory has been all wrong from the beginning. Maybe a bag of coins isn't the murder weapon. So your last cross-examination ended in a failure as well. You should know that such a feeble splash will never hurt me. As I said, the orca made the equipment fall and then toy with the body in the water.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Prosecutor Blackwell, but based on the circumstances at the scene, the defendant couldn't have dragged the body into the water after the equipment fell. Huh? And why, pray tell, is that? Oh, I'll tell you, all right. If my theory has been all wrong, then I'll just have to fix it. Yes, Mr. Wright, please do tell the court. What indicates that the body was not dragged into the water after the items fell? I think there's a little bit more of an obvious answer than the box. because we only see a corner of the box, we're not even sure if that's the same box that was with all the props. But we do know something else in the picture that is part of the prop. Well, the scarf is on the back of his neck. Yes, that is part of the prop, but I think there's some else that can prove it a lot more. This here only shows that the orca was biting him. But there should be something else in this picture that should signify that the stuff wasn't thrown into the water. Do you see it? Andy could help you. Oh, you already are, huh? He said the scarf.
Take that!
This red scarf fell at the same time as the bag of coins. But if the body was dragged into the pool after the bag of coins fell, then the red scarf wouldn't still be on top of the body. What? In other words, the victim was already dead when the equipment came crashing down. Therefore, the bag of coins that fell with the red scarf was not the murder weapon.
Silence!
But it was the defense who claimed the bag of coins was the murder weapon to begin with. Well, yes, that's true. Do you intend to abandon your original argument? After hearing the testimony, I realized my theory about the murder weapon was wrong. Please recall that the fact that we have learned so far, the fact that what Orla bit was the victim's dead body. After all, when we saw the victim on the security footage, he was already dead. Then, Orla carried the victim's body to the side of the pool and knocked down the equipment for the new pirate show that was piled up there, which means the equipment fell after 10:10. But he was dead long before this incident happened. So that's what he's saying. So if the scarf and the bag of coins fell at the same time, which means they had fell sometime after 10:10. Okay? So being that he was dead before 10 o'clock, meaning that this equipment didn't fall at all to kill him. Maybe Orla was trying to alert the humans to the victim's condition. If Orla knocked the items down on the victim after he was already dead, then it means that the defendant didn't kill the victim with those items. But that's preposterous! Even still, your argument is lacking. If neither the orca's head button nor the bag of coins were the manner of death, then how do you propose the victim was killed? Ah! Very good point. If the defense is now abandoning its original theory, then we would need a new theory as to what the murder weapon was. Ugh. I doubt. I have no clue. Would go over well. All right, let's go over what we still need to find out about the victim's body. What we don't know is how he died and why his body was at the bottom of the pool. I wonder if there's something that would explain both of these things at once. How did the victim's body sink to the bottom of the pool? On a diagram, it's easy enough to move the body to the bottom of the pool. But in real life, the water would just cause the body to float. Right. Hold on. Water? Okay. Then what if we flip that around? What if there was no water? Then the body would go right down in an instant. So could the real manner of death be... Thanks for the great hit, Athena. Do you know what he's saying? The autopsy, let's read the autopsy report. Cause of death, contusion from head trauma. Bruises all over the body. Death thought to be result of orca attack. Estimated time of death under investigation. Okay. So, if his theory is correct, he landed inside the tank head first. Which means he would have landed square on the skull at the bottom of the tank. If there was no water, somebody would have pushed him in. Since the orca cannot be in this tank when there's no water, the orca could not have done this. What? I helped you, and I didn't even know it? Your Honor, I think we know the real manner of the victim's death. I think won't do, Mr. Wright. I expect a clear answer. Now then, what was the real manner of Jack Shipley's death? What's the manner of the death that moved the victim to the bottom of the pool in an instant? Now remember what they said, there's no water. If there's no water, he can't drown. Please take a look at this diagram of the orca pool. If there was no water in this pool, then it would be very easy to move the victim's body to the bottom of the pool. He would drop straight down. Oh my. Could that be the true manner of death? The Orca pool is about 65 feet deep. If the victim were to go from the top of the pool to the bottom where there was no water, then he would, without question, have fallen to his death. Just from a fall? Ugh. And your answer? It all makes sense. It all makes perfect sense. If he fell, that would explain the sign of blunt force trauma all over the body, too. The culprit pushed the victim into the pool where there was no water in it. After doing something to keep the body from floating up, they filled the pool with water. The pool water washed away any signs of the blood, so no one could realize that he fell. Surprisingly, that actually makes sense. Order in this court. I'm just as surprised as you are, but I must have order. If falling with the manner of death, then does that mean the defendant's behavior was the result of being manipulated by the true culprit, as the defense claimed? Yes, it would have to be. All that needs to be explained now is how the real culprit commanded Orla. Mr. Buckler, is there a way to instruct Orla to bite someone? What? What kind of trick would that be? Of course not. And could you tell us what the trick Orla does know? Well, there's jumping, dancing, and playing volleyball. You can spin, do the rock and roll track, sing the squash bucklers, their song. Those sounds like pretty neat tricks, but I doubt they're related to this case. Just go practice 2 new top secret tricks. There's the human rocket, where she shoots somebody up into the air. Then there's the lifesaver, where she brings a drowning person to the surface. Hey! One of those top secret tricks might have something to do with the case. Now, which one of these 2 tricks sounds relevant to the case? You are looking for an S at the end of "and." So the lifesaver trick. So in the lifesaver trick, Orla brings a drowning person to the surface, correct? You caught it. Orla is still learning how to hold someone gently in her mouth. So she sometimes bites into their clothes, but she's never hurt a person's skin. She brings a drowning person to the surface? Then that must be it. And then the killer whale swam up towards the surface with the victim in his mouth. That matches up perfectly with what Ms. DePlume said in her testimony. The real culprit must have used the lifesaver trick to manipulate Orla. I still find this very hard to believe. And let's see it for ourselves. Let's have Orla show us her trick using a practice dummy. As you wish. The prosecution doesn't appear to have any objections. Buckler, please proceed. Okay, sure. I'll show you Orla's fine pomeno. Hey, Marlon, are you ready over there? Okay, let me just get the practice dummy. There, it's in the pool. Ready and standing by, Sasha. Here goes. Orla's secret new trick, the lifesaver. The clothes got torn up a little, but the dummy doesn't have any new marks on it. And there you have it. Orla's secret new trick. Wow, a cute little piece. Sounds like the gallery loves Orla's performance. That is great. That awesome trick captured everybody's heart. Oh, ho, ho. Wonderful. I wish I could see more. We already know what Blackwell's thinking. Looks like we silenced Prosecutor Blackwell. Wait. Thank you, Orla, Miss Buckler. Thank you too, Mr. Rhymes. And so now you can clearly see how Orla was manipulated. The bottom of the orca pool needs to be examined immediately. We might still find some evidence of the victim's falling to his death. Prosecutor Blackwell, please have that taken care of at once. Excuse me, Prosecutor Blackwell, but I am requesting further investigation. Ah! This, Prosecutor Blackwell. You have to answer the nice judge properly and politely. Oh, and that's right, I almost forgot. The thing you asked for just came in. Ugh. And you couldn't be bothered to think of a less violent way to deliver it? Prosecutor Blackwell asked for. I've been waiting for this. Oh, and what is it? An updated autopsy report. What? Why did it have to come now? During the recess, I ordered the body to be re-examined. Something started nagging at me during the course of the trial, you see. Here. I take it you'd like me to read it. Very well. Cause of death. Thought to be from a 65-foot fall. Ripley's autopsy report updated into the court record. This. Oh, let's take a look. Estimated time of death from 12 in the morning to 10 a.m. on July 20th. Cause of death, contusion from head trauma. Thought to be from a 65-foot fall in the pool. Bruises all over. Ceiling to pool bottom is 100 feet. Blow to the head received after death. Okay. But this is decisive evidence that substantiates Mr. Wright's theory. What? Is something good for a change? If the manner of death was falling into an empty pool, the orca couldn't be responsible. It seems Orla's complete innocence has been proven. I suppose I can't deny that. This is fantastic. You did it, Mr. Wright. Prosecutor Blackwell isn't even trying to refute it. Orla is saved. Yeah. It is really safe to celebrate. It would appear more investigation into this case is necessary. First, allow me to render my verdict. The court finds the defendant, Laura Shipley, You did it! Thank you so much, Phoenix! Thank you, Athena! Marla and Marlon, thank you too! Congrats, Sasha! Time to celebrate! Go on, eat up! Glad to see everybody so happy, and I'm absolutely thrilled about the verdict. Thank you, Right Dono. Huh? For what? Huh. The drained pool. Thanks to you, the truth is finally clear. Fulbright, arrest this woman. Certainly. Right away, Prosecutor Blackwell. Sasha Buckler, you are hereby under arrest for the murder of Jack Shipley. What? What are you talking about? What reason could you possibly have? Come now. You must have had some idea in the back of your dull little mind. The true culprit manipulated the orca in order to have false charges brought upon her. And who is the only one with the ability to accomplish that? It can be the orca's trainer. I'm sure there's some other explanation.
Silence!
I don't need any of your baseless counter-arguments. Have you forgotten? In order to enter the orca pool room, a security card is necessary. A security card that only the victim and Sasha Buckler possess. Miss Buckler is the only one who could have caused the victim to fall to his death. Ah! What? No, I don't believe it! Miss Buckler was so upset by Mr. Shipley's death, she couldn't have done it! Fulbright? We asked the security company yesterday to check their security card logs. The report just came in during the recess. The night before the incident, Sasha Buckler used the card to enter the orca pool room. After that, not a single person entered the pool room. Not until the incident was discovered, when Miss Buckler and the guard came
Objection!
in. But no one could commit murder where the card usage was being recorded. Apparently, the aquarium employees don't know that their card usage is tracked. What's more, Miss Buckler was seen arguing with the victim before the incident. So, Miss Trainer, what were you arguing about? It was a private matter. But it wasn't anything I would kill him over. That's ridiculous! Buckler is the only one who entered the room, and she knows how to command the orca. Besides, I thought her suspicious from the very beginning. You suspected Miss Buckler from the start? The orca did trick, because someone commanded her to do so. Possibly someone with a heart so black as to make her own partner the murder weapon. Possibility the orca killed the victim. Possibility the human manipulated it. I looked into both. Suspected both Sasha and Orlov all along. My gratitude to you, after all. You were the one who drew out the information about the lifesaver. Orca you saved was an unwitting victim. The victim made to look like the weapon that killed Jack Shipley. Ugh. No! Alright, come along then. Let's have a good long walk. Wait, I didn't kill the captain! And I would never try to frame Orla. Why would I hurt the ones I love like that? Sasha! Athena, you gotta believe me! Tasha didn't kill him. I believe that with all my heart. There's got to be something we can do. I feel the same way. Could I have done something differently? Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine things turning out like this. It would appear that this case has taken on an entirely new aspect. This trial is only concerned with a ruling on the defendant, Orla Shipley. So I'm afraid this concludes today's trial. Court is adjourned. Okay. Thoughts? Questions? Criticisms? I'll take any of those. None? Well, we're going to do investigation for this next week, which is going to be the first week of December. And then we're going to do a trial the following week. And then I think I'm going to give myself 2 weeks off for Ace Attorney. And then next year I will start Spirit of Justice. So that's the plan for Ace Attorney. The plan. Okay. Okay. Give me a second. So, if you guys looked on the channel, there is a full schedule this week. Tomorrow, we still have Symphony of the Night. Wednesday, we still have Dot Hack. I do have Circle of the Moon scheduled for Thursday, and I do have The Sim scheduled for Friday. As for Discord streams, it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That is the lineup for the Discord stream. Okay? Because I'm going to give everybody their Thanksgiving break. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all break time. Nobody here goes deer hunting, so I don't think I have to worry about having to give a day off for the first day of deer season. All right. Any questions from anybody? Nope. Alrighty then. This will be it for me for tonight, guys. You all have a wonderful night. Take care.